Vaginas are absolute magic, and Ollie is here to give them the respect they deserve. That means shame-free supplements made with clinically studied ingredients to keep your pH in check and your pleasure a priority. Put yourself on top. Go to Ollie.com today. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show, and in today's episode, I will be talking on pick and choose people. We got friends out there that pick and choose. We've had former friends that's picked and choose. You know, I'll be talking on all aspects of picking and choosing people. But yeah, like we've dealt with it. We've been the pick and chooser, and we've been the pick and choosee, if that makes sense. I don't know, bro. Roll with me. Roll with me in this episode, but no, anyways, no, the reason why I'm talking on this is because there's some stuff that went down in a particular situation that I did talk about before, where I felt like that I was in a position where people were picking between me and another person. And I'm going to just say this right now. If there's ever a time where you feel like you need to pick between me and another person, choose that person. I don't want to be involved. You know, it's like I've been in situations like that my whole life where people want to pick and choose between me. And I've gotten to a point in time in my life now where it's like, okay, I'm 26 years old, right? 26. And I'm still, you know, living aspects of my life from when I was a kid. I'm like, nah, I'm trying to have a different life. I'm trying to be different myself. I'm just overall trying to just, you know, live a life without like having to like worry or think too much or just overthinking on stuff. So I'm like, if it leads between, you know, me, of you choosing between me and another person, I'm like, choose that person. I'm, you know, bless them. Be, you know, whatever and stuff, like whatever the situation is, whether it's on some friendship stuff, supportive stuff, what was like business, supportive relationships, what else, anything possible, if it leaves between me and that person, choose them. I'm like, they can use the support, the friendship, relationship, whatever it is, choose them. All right, but anyways, now let's start all the way from when I was a kid. Like, I can think back, like, some just, you know, bad. I can't necessarily call them traumatic, because they don't really traumatize me. I don't know. I really can't, like, I can accept when things, like, traumatize me, but wouldn't really call this, like, traumatizing. It's just more so, like, a cringe thought, like, dang, I really had to think about that right now. Like, I just seen like the cutest dog video on TikTok, and then out of nowhere I just start thinking of some like dumb stuff from when that happened to me when I was a kid, and I'm like, really? Like, really, bro? I just, wow, all right, cool. I'm like, thank you, brain. Thank you for putting some things in my head that I hadn't thought about in years, fam. But no, anyways, but no, like, I could think back from when I was a kid, and people would, like, pick and choose between me and others. And I remember there was a time where, like, there was, this girl where I did, there was a few times where it was like that. It was, like, one girl, I wouldn't necessarily say, did I like her? I think I like being around her because she was chilled and stuff, but, like, I don't think I liked her and stuff. But no, there was another girl that had did that, and then it was like all in elementary too. I'm like, dang, elementary was freaking horrible. I did not like. I would have rather dealt with every other aspect of school than elementary. Elementary was toxic, bro. Like, how was I having a toxic life in elementary? I'm like, fam, all I should be thinking about is like nap time and recess. Like, why was elementary so crazy? But anyways, so overall, like, I remember that there was a time where a girl, she was like, she picked and chose between, and this kid, I'm telling you, like, me and this kid, we had issues all throughout the time I went to that school. I went to that school for 4 years, and then my last, like, elementary year, I went to this other elementary school because I moved. But, like, all 4 years, bro, me and this kid always had problems. I remember the first interaction I had with him, I slapped him because he kept following me. Last interaction I think I had with him was that, I think me and him got into a fight. And that was, no, we had got, because I remember it was the Halloween fight. I can't remember when we got into our last fight. But, no, me and that kid, we was always having issues and stuff. But, no, there was this one girl that was there. And yeah, there was a time where she picked and chose between me and him, which she chose him. And I don't know why. I guess because there was like prior before that, I remember where like kids would choose to hang out with other kids over me, and then I'm like sitting here going around the playground trying to figure out like, oh, who wants to play with Tyler? That sounds so depressing. I shouldn't have said that. We're gonna cut that out. We're gonna cut that out. That wasn't supposed to be in there. So editors, myself, like yeah, cut. We're gonna cut that out, but. No, jokes aside though, like no, I do remember that there would be at times where like kids would do that. And so I just think it was that time around where it was like a girl that like I genuinely wanted to be friends with her, where she chooses another person. And I think we were playing some old dumb game, and then I remember she chose him, and I was like, you know what, man, forget this. And I just sat somewhere and just cried because I was like, I don't know what's wrong with me. You know how many times I've had to like ask myself that question, like, what's wrong with me? Because I really don't know. So it confuses me. It leaves me in a position where I'm like, bruh, like, is it meant for me to like live out in some like cabin in the woods, like chopping down trees, working out? Like, being one with like the forest animals like squirrels and freaking deers and stuff, like try to befriend a bear, but it don't work out because it's a freaking bear, bro. But no, like, okay, once again, jokes aside, but no, like it left me confused at times because I'm like, bruh, like I don't know what's wrong with me and stuff. So yeah, that was like all throughout elementary and stuff. Like I don't think there was ever a time. Oh, then when I went to the other elementary school, so there was a girl that I had liked, and she chose. It was this new kid, and I remember me and him, we ended up becoming cool with each other. And I think I had told her that like already that I had liked her and stuff. But then I remember she wrote me a letter saying that she doesn't like me, and then she said flip the paper. I kid you guys not, I cannot make this stuff up. She told on the paper, she said, I don't like you, I like someone else. Flip the paper over. I flipped the paper over. It's the kid's name, Joey. Just like it was his name in like big bold words with like hearts all over it and stuff. And I'm like, fam, are you what? Wait a minute, hold on, time out. Like that just happened. Like I think about that now and I'm like, wow, that is crazy. Like that is some sick stuff. Like that is wow. All right then. So no, it was funny because Joey, he didn't like her. I not like that. Like I think he was cool with her, but he didn't like her like that and stuff because he was cool with me. Joey was following the bro code like long before like anybody and stuff. Shout out to Joey. I haven't talked to him in years, but I'm like, nah. Shout out to he's the homie. He's the real homie and stuff. Like, nah. I'm gonna take motivation from him throughout life and things. I'm just saying, if there's ever a time where I'm with somebody and they say some stuff like that, I highly doubt it's gonna be on some later. It probably in this day and age, it's gonna be like text messages or like DMs and stuff. And then if a girl says like, hey, like I like you over like let's just say it's another guy named Joey, I'm like, you know what, I remember Joey had helped me out when I was in elementary. I'm gonna do the same back. I'm returning the favor. I'm like, can't do that to my friend, I'm sorry. All right, can't do Joey like that. But no, I remember when I just started like I just walked off and then was kind of like, see, that's the thing. I wouldn't necessarily say like I was like I didn't really start going through depression until I was in high school, but I kind of felt like that was like a depressing moment. But I think it was like by the like next day, like when I was in elementary, like depression didn't hit me like how it does now. I feel like the older you get, the stronger depression gets and stuff. So no, I just remember when I was walking off and it was just kind of like just immediately felt down. And then not like fell, but like I just like emotionally felt down. And he like Joey, he comes like running up from behind me. He was just like, hey, I could go talk to her. I'm like, bro, it's over, man. I'm like, it wouldn't even matter. It ain't gonna change nothing. It ain't gonna do anything different. I'm like, it's over, bro. I'm like, just leave it alone. And then I just walked off. I walked off in the distance, and I don't remember what I did. I probably just went to class and just was in there just laughing with friends and stuff. But anyways, but then no, like I'm trying to think, did that ever happen in middle school? I don't think that necessarily happened in middle school. High school, it went down. And then beginning of the pandemic, it went down. And then it was like the thing is though, it was like more so like I'm talking on like the relationship stuff, but I'm trying to think, like, with anything else, like, with content creating. I don't know, like, if there has been people that have, like, they've sat down and looked at me as a content creator and looked at somebody else as a content creator, you know, if they choose another content creator over me, I'm like, I don't know that. So, like, I'm like, if somebody stops showing up to my channel or stops showing up, I don't realize that until, like, I'm like, oh, dang, I haven't seen them comment on my videos in a while. So I'm like, oh, well, I guess they found, like, that type of stuff. It don't really have, like, an emotional effect to me. Even if it's somebody that's, like, a big fan of my channel and stuff, it don't matter. It's like, it's something where I'm like, all right, if they choose that individual over me, I'm like, I ain't got no control over that. I'm like, that's on them. If they find their videos more entertaining, they find their videos more entertaining. I have no control over that. I can't be mad about that because I've done that. I've done that where there's, like, been a toss up between, well, not, I wouldn't necessarily, it more so with me. How it will go down is that, you know, if I'll find myself watching a content creator, and then if I see another content creator, I find myself watching a lot of them, and then it's like a domino effect and stuff, and then I'm, you know, will probably come back. But it's not like that I stop supporting them. So I guess in a situation like that, where it's like I don't necessarily stop supporting them, but to put that in, like, perspective, to put that in play, where it's like they stop supporting me because of another content creator, then I'm like I said, once again, like, I ain't got no control over that. I'm like, that's between them. So, you know, if they find myself back on my channel, then I'm like, then that's on them. I'm like, hey, it's whatever. I don't care and stuff. So they're not gonna. I feel like in a situation like that, they're not gonna tell you that, oh yeah, by the way, I had stopped supporting you because I wanted to go support another creator and stuff. Yeah, people don't tell you stuff like that. People are not blunt like that. So, like, that's one thing, you know, for sure. If anybody is blunt like that, then they, you know, something's going on with that. No, that's just some weird stuff, bro. But anyways, but what else? Trying to think of some other things to talk on with this situation. And then, like, no, so actually there's, like, I felt like a motivation behind this episode, because I was like, I almost had to end this and try to do another take, and I'm like, I ain't trying to do any more takes of this episode. I'm trying to get this episode done and over with and go on about my business. But so, anyway, so I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys remember maybe like a couple of months ago or a few months ago, where I was talking on a individual that was, like, being hateful in my streams and stuff. So there were at times where I would tell, like, other creators about him when I would see them in their chat or see this guy in their chat and stuff. And I would tell them and be like, hey, you know, this guy is toxic. He's came from a toxic community. So I'm just letting you know, like, if you ban him, it's like, it's not going to be a problem, but I'm warning you, I'm letting you know, it's like, this guy, I'm like, he's been toxic in my streams. It will not surprise me if he's being toxic. It won't surprise me if he's being toxic in your streams. But yeah, like, overall, like, I felt like in a situation like that where there were people, I truly do believe that there were people that was picking and choosing between me and him. And I do feel like that they chose him, because there were at times where, you know, I heard, like, I guess from one person where they was like, they didn't even want to be involved. So they were just like, they wasn't going to do nothing. And I'm like, that same individual, it's crazy because that same person, I remember when some stuff went down with them. There was a couple of times when some stuff went down with them, and I was on their side both times. So that's why I'm like, I don't feel like that it's hard to, like, pick and choose between people. You know, I do feel like that there are probably people out there that don't want to be, you know, involved, but I do truly just feel like that it's not that hard. You know, if you can look at something and be like, okay, well, it's like he has evidence that this person is toxic and they still don't do nothing about it, then I'm like, that's why I say, like, you know, if it comes down between me and that individual, I'm like, you could choose that individual. It's not going to matter to me. I'm not going to feel a certain way. I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. If you just notice that I'm not being supportive in your streams or YouTube channels or TikToks, whatever it is, you know, if you noticed I'm not being as supportive that I was at one point, then I'm like, hey, well, you know, I have my reasons. It's like there's a person out there that makes me feel a certain way. It's like, okay, if I see them in an area, I'm not gonna, like, cause no drama right then and there, because I'm like, it could go down like that. And I'm like, and that's why I'm like, I guess, like, you know, more so to warn people, it's like, if a situation does go down like that, then I'm like, hey, fam, like, you know, it ain't gonna be me. I ain't got time for that type of stuff. But, yeah, overall, it's like I'ma just leave. I'm like, I'm just gonna abandon ship and, go just somewhere else and things. I'm like, I guess not, I don't want to necessarily say that I'm not welcome, but, part of me does kind of feel like that. So it's a point now where I'm like, it's whatever. I'm like, like I said, I'm not gonna lose any sleep over it. I'm not gonna feel a certain way. I'm gonna just go over and just do my thing, and then just leave it at that and stuff. But it is what it is. It's like there's just people out there that it's like they know what they're doing, so like that's why they put others in that situation where they have to pick and choose between it'll be either me or somebody else or something else. And I'm like, hey, if it leads down to it, I'm going to give you like that long term, choosing and stuff. You can choose that individual. I'm going to just go and do my thing. All right. So anyways, yeah. But pretty much, moral of this podcast episode, if you're the pick and chooser, choose wisely. And then if you're the pick and choosee, don't even put yourself in a situation or a scenario where somebody's picking and choosing between you and something else or whatever it is. Go about your business, move on with your life, all right? So, anyways, and that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. If you're viewing this on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. And if you're viewing this on the podcast streaming service, make sure you follow or subscribe, however it's set up. Make sure you subscribe to one of my 43 YouTube channels. Follow me on Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, and Instagram at TMossBoss. And make sure you follow my Facebook page at TMossBoss fan page. Also, if you're purchasing any tickets from SeatGeek, make sure you use my if you are purchasing any tickets from SeatGeek, make sure you use my, what am I trying to say? Promo code. I don't know why I was getting there and say supporter creator code. And I'm like, that's two different things. Make sure you guys use my promo code TMossBoss and it will knock $20 off your first purchase. I'm going to just let you guys know this right now. You should not be on your phone and then trying to record a podcast episode at the same time. It's not going to work, all right? So anyways, and that being said, talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening, and peace.